Broadcasting live from the Riddicks via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network. And we welcome you to Week 4 of the 2025-2026 GNASH season. As we've got a doubleheader for you tonight. Half the league still out on fall break, but half the league playing this week. 3 games tonight and then 1 on Wednesday. Our doubleheader tonight, Nolensville against the Rampage, and then Franklin against Hendersonville. Admirals trying to become the first team to go to 3-0 this season in that latter game. Ravenwood just jumped to the top of GNASH with a win over Mount Juliet. We'll go over last week's scores and the first final of tonight in a bit. Rather intriguing game between Nolensville and Rutherford that hinges on how Nolensville will play their goaltending strategy. All right, so let's go over the final scores. Last Monday, there were just 2 games last week, both on Monday. The Clarksville Kings collecting their first win in program history, beating the Tennessee Outlaws 7-5, and Father Ryan beating Montgomery Bell Academy 4-2. And the first final of the night, Ravenwood beating Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon 8-2. Let me apologize for the sound of my voice. I know I sound like crap. Got stuffy over the weekend. But I'm not feeling so bad that I can't do this. So Ravenwood, with that win over Mount Juliet, are now at the top of GNASH at 2-0-1, 2 wins, no losses, 1 tie. Station Camp, Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian, and Franklin both at 2-0-0, 2 wins, no losses, no ties. MBA and Father Ryan, actually it should be Father Ryan over MBA on head-to-head, both 2-1-0, 2 wins, 1 loss, no tie. You've got Page Summit and Nolensville, both 1-0-1, 1 win, no losses, 1 tie. Independent Centennial, Innsworth, Lipscomb, CPA, Hendersonville beats Lawson, and the Clarksville Kings all 1-1-0, 1 win, 1 loss, no ties. Rutherford Rampage and JP2MLK GCS both 0-1-1, no wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. Tennessee Outlaws 0-2-1, no wins, 2 losses, 1 tie. Brentwood BAUSN at 0-2-0, 2 losses. And Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon have lost all 4 of games that they have played. I think you can pencil them into the Hein Cup at this point. So here's the schedule for this evening. Again, the Ravenwood-Mount Juliet game already done. All 3 games being played here on Rink A at Centennial. Ravenwood-Mount Juliet game supposed to get underway at 5 o'clock. It's already over. Ravenwood winning 8-2. Coming up in a few minutes, Nolensville against the Rutherford Rampage. And then at 8:15, Franklin against Hendersonville beats Lawson 8-10 pregame. This is the next to last 10-minute pregame of the regular season. The last one is next week. We're doing that JP2 Hendersonville game because they're playing for the Rock Castle Cup again. And we're doing an extended pregame because they're doing player intros and a national anthem like it's a tournament final. All right. Let's talk about the 2 teams playing the first game of our doubleheader. First up, by the way, this is a game between the 2 newest head coaches in GNASH, Ty Johns of Nolensville and J.R. Dunn of the Rutherford Rampage. So they're meeting for the first time tonight in GNASH. I don't know if they've met before at the youth level. Anyway, Nolensville kicked off the season on September 22nd with that dramatic 3-2 win over Independent Centennial, where Jackson Malleus-Maris scored the game winner with 3.8 seconds left. And then on September 29th, a 3-3 tie with the Outlaws, where Bigston Soundara played the first about 18 minutes of the game. Then Nolensville gave up a goal. They put in Isaac Wank for the rest of the second period. Outlaws actually tied the game during that second period, and then they put Soundara back in goal for the third, and it ended up being a tie. So let's go over the Nolensville player stats coming into tonight. Spencer Kern, the leading scorer, he has 3 points from 2 goals and an assist. Charlie Bohnert has 2 points from goals. Henry Cravens and Jackson Malleus-Maris each with 2 points from a goal and an assist. And then Logan Campbell, Grant Phelps, Thomas Renegar, and Emmett Zakos all have a point from a goal. Let's move on to goalie play. Bingston Soundara has started both games. He played the entirety of the Indy Centennial game. His record is 1-0-0 because Isaac Wank was in goal when the Outlaws tied the game up, and it finished in a tie. Bankston has allowed 3 goals and 49 shots turned over the other 46. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .939. He's played 73 minutes. Goals against average is 1.73. Isaac Wank again played most of the second period of that game against the Outlaws on September 29th. So his record 0-0-1. He allowed 2 goals and 11 shots, turned away the other 9. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .818. He played 10 minutes, and his goals against average in the regular season so far is .840. Be interesting to see how Nolensville handle the goaltending strategy tonight. All right, let's move on to Rutherford. This is the last team that we're covering for the first time this season. Again, a brand new head coach, J.R. Dunn, taking over from Mike Jones, who stepped down in May. And the Rampage, last year they graduated Cody Jones, Kelvin McClendon, Dylan Welch, Tucker Wilhelm, and Josh Wolf, but they lost a ton of other talent, notably William Haynes and Eddie Mays deciding not to come back this year. So they lost a lot of offensive firepower. Let me bring up my roster from last season. Both teams out on the ice warming up. They have not started the 3-minute clock yet because, well, not all the officials are out here. Now they're starting the warm-up clock. I'm going to go back to last year. I'll forget it. Anyway, so they've got 6 seniors in the team this year. Lucas Bardo, Owen Dembuski, who's a new player, Nick Hansen, Cooper Fiesel, Alistair McCarroll, and Mason Matthews. They brought back Logan Wolf and Kyle Wolf. Brandon Schulenberg among the notables back. Harry Seegers the fourth, but I got a lot of new talent on this team this season. So let's look at Rutherford so far. Coming into tonight, 0-1-1, 1 loss, 1 tie. Opened the season on September 22nd with a 6-4 loss to Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian, and then tied 3-3 with JP2MLK GCS on September 29th. So here are their stats coming into tonight. Graham Sorek, team's leading scorer. He has 3 points from 2 goals and an assist. Cooper Fiesel with 2 points from goals. Logan Wolf with 2 points from a goal and an assist. Daniel Dryden and Harry Seegers the fourth, each with a point from a goal. And then you've got Corey Abernathy, Owen Dembuski, Mason Matthews, Alistair McCarroll, and Callan Watson, who each have a point from an assist. And on to goalie play. Each goalie's gotten a start. Callan Fiesel played the game against JP2, so his record is 0-0-1. He played the full 42 minutes, allowed 3 goals and 32 shots, turned away the other 29. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .906. His goals against average is 3. Riley Branham played the game against Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian, so his record is 0-1-0. He played the full 42 minutes, although, I don't know, was that last goal an empty netter? I'm not sure. Allowed 6 goals and 23 shots, turned away the other 17. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .739, and his goals against average is 6. But again, I'm not sure if that was an empty netter. If Mike Jones were here, I'd know if that was an empty netter because he always went back and did his own stats. He'd go back and watch the game on Live Barn, and he'd do his own stats. He'd count shots. He'd see who scored the goals, everything. Everything. Ready to go with the start of this one. Rutherford will move the puck from my left to right for this first period. Nolensville from my right to left. Callan Fiesel in goal for Rutherford as they win the draw, bringing it into the Nolensville zone, and a shot from the left wing stopped and covered up by Bingston Soundara, who is in goal for the Knights. That shot coming for Wolf. Draw is going to be to the right of Soundara, won by the Rampage. Wolf holding it in to the left. No, it just went over the blue line and he pulled it back in. So offside called. So they'll drop the puck on that face-off dot outside the zone above the one to the right of Soundara. Draw is won by Nolensville. Puck in the Rampage zone. Spencer Kern on the right wing boards it. It poked off his stick and out. Henry Cravens with the puck. And a pass intercepted at center by the Rampage for a moment. Now taken back. Cravens brings it into the Rampage zone, but he has it poked off his stick in the slot. And Owen Dembuski, who's having to wear a different number tonight, ends up icing the puck, trying to pass it up the near side to Cooper Fiesel. 13-10 to go in the first. No goals on the board, but we've already had 3 whistles in this one. Draw's going to be to the left of Callan Fiesel. Won by the Rampage, held in the zone by Nolensville, and then taken back by Rutherford and iced. A lot of Rutherford players wearing different numbers tonight. It was Corey Abernathy icing the puck. He was trying to pass it ahead to Graham Surik. Draw to the right of Callan Fiesel, won by Nolensville. Luke Doble behind the net, trying to put it in front, trying to stuff it in. Now he goes around the back of the net the other way, came out in front but lost the puck, had it stolen. That's out at center. Brought back into the Nolensville zone, cleared out. Corey Abernathy will dump it back in from just behind the blue line. Left behind the net. Cleared out by the Knights. Now it's back in the Rampage zone. Now here's Harry Seeger's right wing side of the Nolensville zone with a shot from the right circle, stopped and held on to by Soundara. 12-12 to go in the first, no goals on the board. The Rampage been the better team with the puck so far in this near 2 minutes of play. Draw is going to be to the left of Soundara. Nolensville will win the draw. Charlie Bohnert brings it into the Rampage zone. Right, a defender to the net. A shot stopped by Fiesel. Cut through the right circle to the left-hand side of the net. Fiesel stops him. Bohnert again with the puck. Sends it down the wall. Now Jackson Malleus-Mayer passes off. Henry Prosser in front. A backhander, I think it was blocked. Puck held into the blue line by Cravens. Henry Cravens a shot from the right point. Stopped and held on to by Callan Fiesel. 11:38 to go in the first. Still no goals on the board. That was the best puck possession that Nolensville has shown so far in this one. Draw is to the left of Callan Fiesel. It's won by Nolensville. But Henry Cravens had it poked off his stick and out. Puck goes all the way into the Nolensville zone. Cravens with it, round the back of his own net, backhands it to the near side. And Logan Campbell from center past the red line will dump it back into the Rutherford zone. It's in the left wing corner, Kern. Now Logan Campbell below the goal line. The puck was poked out to center, sent back in by Judah Campbell. Nolensville having to get back on side. Number 87 for Rutherford. Again, another player wearing a different number tonight. Had the puck taken off his stick by Logan Campbell, who backed up into his own zone and then fumbled it. Number 87 came at him, but he managed to pass it off to Spencer Kern, who brings it back into the Rutherford zone on the left wing side. Kern pushed into the boards by Logan Wolf. Passes into the left wing corner, Logan Campbell. Back to Kern, just above the goal line. Kern now moving back up the near side boards out towards the blue line. Dangles around to Rutherford defender, shot in the right circle. Top of the right circle, stopped and held on to by Callan Fiesel. 10-18 to go in the first. Still no goals on the board in this one. Callan Watson wearing number 6. And wearing number 97 is Xavier Beverly, who's normally listed as number 24 on the Rampage roster. Play back underway. Logan Wolf takes a shoulder hit, but stays with the puck, brings it into the Nolensville zone on the left wing side, trying to fight through the crowd. Around the back of the net. Had the puck jabbed off his stick. Now the Knights getting it around the boards to the far side. Grant Phelps, much smaller than just about everybody out there. He's one of the 8th graders. Gets the puck out to center. No, I'm sorry, he's a freshman. He's not one of the 8th graders. Puck brought back into the Nolensville zone, Nolensville zone on the left wing side by Cooper Fiesel. Passed up to the right point and a shot blocked. Puck coming around the boards to the near side. And it's cleared by Nolensville, but icing waved off as it went out of the zone. Stretch pass to center, intercepted by Jackson Malleus-Mayer and dumped back into the Rutherford zone. That was Corey Abernathy clearing it out, but right to Malleus-Mayer's stick. Now the puck coming around the wall to the far side. Cleared out by the Rampage, back into the Nolensville zone, but we get a whistle. Oh, Jackson Malleus-Mayer had his helmet knocked off, so the whistle blown for safety purposes. 8:43 to go in the first, still zip. And the draw is going to be on the dot across from the Nolensville bench at center. Right outside the Nolensville zone. Won by the Knights. They try and clear. It's held in. Put in front, and a backhander from Harry Seegers. Stopped by Soundara, and he's got it covered. Sudden scramble in front. And Soundara having to stand tall against about 4 Rampage players who were standing over him. It was Graham Surik who backhanded that puck in front, draws to the right of Soundara. Won by Nolensville, but taken away by the Rampage, put out in front. Intercepted by the Knights and cleared. It's back in the Rutherford zone. Corey Abernathy clears it out of the zone. Correction, that's not Corey Abernathy. That's Owen Dembowski. Puck at the left point of the Nolensville zone, sent down the wall by Logan Wolf. Put out in front, but I think it's Lucas Bardo who couldn't get a stick on it. Now back the other way come the Knights. Jackson Malleus-Mayer. Right wing side of the Rutherford zone. Cuts the front of the net, a shot stopped by Fiesel. Cut through the bottom of the right circle, got in front, and Fiesel with a save at his left-hand side of the net. Now back the other way, go Rutherford. Number 73 with a shot from the left circle that misses the net to the left of Soundara. Who is that again? I got to scroll down. It's Graham Surik. All right. Clearing attempt, intercepted and held inside the Nolensville zone by Logan Wolf, but his shot takes a deflection and bounces past the net to Soundara's right. Puck brought out to center by the Knights. Charlie Bohnert tried to pass it to the high slot and Henry Cravens, but it went off the skate of a Rutherford defender. Back down the right wing boards. Now here's Bohnert high slot. Moving through, getting off a shot that just misses the net to the right of Callan Fiesel. Brandon Schulenberg clears the puck out to center, but it's knocked down by Spencer Kern. Brought back into the Rutherford zone by Thomas Renegar. Now Spencer Kern behind the net. Out to the far side. Top of the right circle, a shot. Ooh, hit the post to the left of Fiesel maybe. I heard it go off middle. Clearing attempt held in by Kern. The puck cleared out by Mason Matthews eventually. It trickles back into the Nolensville zone, picked up by Renegar. No, there's a number 87 out there. Puck back in the Rutherford zone on the right wing side. Puck held in at the left point by Emmett Zakos. Pass down the left wing boards, Logan Campbell. Trying to drop it back, but it's intercepted and cleared out by number 87. Again, I'm not sure who that is because they don't have the number that he's wearing on the roster, the game sheet. Puck brought back into the Rutherford zone in front for Thomas Renegar. A backhander stopped. No, it's in! Renegar carried it in front, got off a backhander that just leaked through Callan Fiesel at his left-hand post, through a little bit of space between his left leg pad and the left-hand post, and it went in, and it is 1-0 Nolensville with 5:33 to go in the first. Puck out at center. Cooper Fiesel brings it back into the Nolensville zone on the left wing side. Passes it off, but it's intercepted by the Knights. Brought back out. And then just went back over the blue line and was touched up by Kyle Wolf as he was trying to exit the zone. Draw is going to be on the dot across from the Nolensville bench at center. Rampage with it. Puck banked off the far boards and sent back into the Nolensville zone. Cleared out by the Knights. Picked up at center by Joseph. Back into the Rutherford zone, and he sends it to the slot. It goes off the skates of Kyle Wolf, comes on goal. Callan Fiesel stops and covers. 4:47 to go in the first, 1-0 Nolensville. Draws to the right of Callan Fiesel. Draw one by Rutherford. Gavin Littleton behind his own net, passing it ahead to Lucas Bardo. Now at center, Harold Seegers. Harry Seegers the fourth, into the Nolensville zone on the left wing side. Around the back of the net, trying to put it in front of shot. Oh, just missed. They're saying that Sandara got a piece of it as it went past the net. High and wide to his left, and then the shot from the left point by Littleton. Deflected, but goes past the net to Sandara's left. Back the other way come the Knights. Up offside. Charlie Bohnert slowed down with a puck, and Jackson Marius-Mayer went over the blue line before him. It was Graham Surik who had that shot that just missed the net. Or Sandara just got a piece of it a few seconds ago. 4:14 to go in the first, still 1-0 Nolensville. Draw on the dot across from the Rampage bench at center, won by the Knights. Emmett Zakos brings it into the Rampage zone, backhands it to the inboards. Puck is behind the net. Hank Prosser trying to pick it up. Now it's out in the crease. Trying to stuff it in. Marius-Mayer stopped by Fiesel. Shot went off his right leg pad. Puck put in front. Charlie Bohnert, shot, score! Puck put out in front for Bohnert, and he fires it into the back of the net to give Nolensville a 2-0 lead with 3:54 to go in the first. Puck ends up in the Rutherford zone off the draw, comes to the front of the net. Callum Fiesel pokes it away. Logan Wolf with it. Sending it out to center. Now it's sent back into the Rutherford zone, picked up by Logan Wolf again. Passed over to Owen Dembuski, went off the near side board. Spencer Kern had it for a moment. Dembuski takes it back. And now it is dumped back into the Nolensville zone. Cleared out immediately by the Knights. Spencer Kern at center on the far side, and the puck poked away. Dumped back into the Nolensville zone by Alistair McCarroll. Puck taken away and cleared by Nolensville, sent back into the Nolensville zone from center by Logan Wolf. Puck in the left wing corner, Renegar going after it. Sent up the far boards, Rampage trying to steal it. They can't. It's brought back to center by Logan Campbell. Campbell into the Rampage zone on the left wing side. Gets around a defender, in front of shot. Did he miss or was it stopped? Did he miss or was it stopped by Callum Fiesel? I'm not sure, but he had Fiesel dead to rights. It should be 3-0 right now. Puck brought back into the Rutherford zone and a shot from the top of the right circle. Blockered away by Fiesel. That was from Henry Cravens. Logan Wolf clears the puck through center, bounced over the stick blade of Cravens, and goes all the way down for an icing. 2:11 to go in the first. 2-0 Nolensville. Draws to Fiesel's right. Won by Nolensville. Shot in the right point, and Judah Campbell just missed the net to the right of Callum Fiesel. Puck out at center. Nolensville regain possession. Brought back into the Rutherford zone by Luke Doble, but it's taken away from him. Gavin Littleton trying to clear it up the wall. Be carried out to center by Corey Abernathy. Passed over to Cooper Fiesel on the far side. He gets off a shot attempt in the left wing side of the Nolensville zone that's blocked. Puck out on the near side. Nolensville trying to clear. It's held in by Abernathy. Taken back by the Knights. And they get it out of the zone. Henry Cravens, right wing side of the Rutherford zone. The puck taken away. Cooper Fiesel brings it to center on the far side. Starts moving to the near side. Hands it off to Kyle Wolf. Had it poked off his stick. Now Wolf catches up to it behind the Nolensville net. Passes out bottom of the right circle. A shot stopped by Soundara. And the rebound is put in, but Soundara had gone into the net and dislodged it. Cooper Fiesel thought he'd scored the goal, but Soundara had bumped into the net and dislodged it. So it remains 2-0 Nolensville with 64 seconds to go in the first. Draw is going to be to Soundara's left. Draw one by the Rampage. Puck out in front of the Nolensville net. It's in the slot. Rampage trying to get to it. Harry Seegers left circle. Shot, score! No. I thought he scored. I thought that puck went in. The Rampage bench thought that puck went in. It stayed out somehow. I guess somebody cleared it off the line because Soundara was well out of position. We're well inside the final minute of the first. Clearing attempt of the Rampage zone. Intercepted by Mayer. Fires it across the front of the net. 30 seconds left in the period. He was trying to get it to Charlie Bohnert, but the pass was too high off the ice. Puck out at center. Malleus Mayer brings it back in. Malleus Mayer, high slot, a shot. Oh, hit the crossbar. Right behind Callum Fiesel. Hank Prosser holds it in, backhands it to the right wing corner. Rampage with the puck. Nick Hansen brings it to center. They're telling him to shoot, but time runs out on the first. Thomas Renegar and Charlie Bohnert with the goals for Nolensville. Cooper Fiesel will feel he was hard done by, having a goal struck off because the net was dislodged. Nolensville leading the Rutherford Rampage 2-0 at the end of one. Ready to start the second period of this one. Bingston Soundara still in goal for Nolensville. Callan Fiesel still in goal for the Rampage for the second period. Nolensville will carry the puck from my left to right. Rampage from my right to left. Second period underway with Nolensville winning the opening face-off. But turned over at center. Logan Wolf brings it back into the Nolensville zone, bottom of the left circle. Sent the puck to the inboards, but Henry Craven's in there to grab it. Flip it out to center. Spencer Kern now in the Rampage zone on the right wing side. Deaking, but the puck swept off his stick, I think, by Logan Wolf on the back check. Here's Cooper Fiesel back into the Nolensville zone on the right wing side. Sliding to split defenders. Puck got off his stick, or went off his stick, past the net to Soundara's left. Puck brought back into the Rutherford zone on the right wing side. Put in front, but it went through the skates, I think, of Logan Campbell. There's a pass from Heath Hudie. Now Spencer Kern out at center, brings it back into his own zone. Sends it into the Rutherford zone. Gavin Littleton trying to clear it out, went off a stick, came to the slot. It'll be picked up and brought out by Logan Wolf. Dump back into the Nolensville zone by Miles Thompson, puck in the right wing corner. Now puck passed ahead to Spencer Kern on a mini breakaway in the Rutherford zone, and he scores. Heath Hudie at center. Found Spencer Kern approaching the Rutherford blue line down the middle of the ice. Clean tape-to-tape pass. Kern carries it down the slot, fires it over the glove of Callan Fiesel into the back of the net. And now it's 3-0 Nolensville with 12:40 to go in the second. So it took them just 80 seconds to extend the lead to 3-0. Draw one by the Rampage. Puck brought into the Nolensville zone, and a shot into the chest of Soundara, who hangs on for the whistle. That shot coming from Corey Abernathy. Draws to the left of Soundara. One by the Rampage, shot in the right point, stopped by Soundara. Shot came from Corey Abernathy. Puck back in the Rutherford zone, immediately cleared out. Now here's Graham Surek, left wing side of the Nolensville zone. Shot past the net to the right of Soundara. Puck put out in front. Harry Seegers had a chop at it, but Thomas Renegar put the stick down and blocked that shot. Hank Prosser, left wing side of the Rutherford zone. Going to the front of the net, a backhander stopped by Callan Fiesel. And the rebound cleared down ice for an icing by the Rampage. 11:50 to go in the second. 3-0. Nolensville leading. Draws to the left of Callan Fiesel, excuse me. Puck in the right wing corner. Rampage trying to get it around the wall to the far side. It's cleared out. Back in the Nolensville zone. Picked up by Henry Cravens. Cravens trying a stretch pass towards the Rampage blue line. Went off a couple of sticks on the way down. Icing waved off, but an offside warning against Nolensville. Now they all get back on side. Mason Matthews, left wing side of the Nolensville zone, double teamed, hung on to the puck, but had it tapped away by Cravens as he was trying to cut to the front of the net. Cravens clearing it out of the zone. Charlie Bohnert picks it up at center. Brings it back into the Rutherford zone on the right wing side. Past the slot, and Cravens a one-timer. I think that was blocked in front. I don't think it ever got to Callan Fiesel. There was a defender right in front of Cravens as he got off that shot. Puck out at center. Spencer Kern with it, drops it back to Judah Campbell. That's out at center. Henry Cravens left wing side of the Rutherford zone is shot gloved and held on to by Callan Fiesel. 10:29 to go in the second. 3-0 Nolensville. Draws to the left. Right of Callan Fiesel. Won by Nolensville and a shot right off the draw by Spencer Kern. Stopped and held on to by Fiesel. So they'll drop it to his right again. Won by Nolensville. Puck on the inboards behind the net. Picked up by the Rampage. They clear it out of the zone. And it'll go all the way down for an icing. Draws to the left of Fiesel. Won by the Knights. Somehow Thomas Renegar held it atop the blue line. Tried to send it down the right wing. Was intercepted and cleared. Puck back in the Nolensville zone. Logan Campbell, left wing corner. Now Renegar trying to clear, but he banked it off Cooper Fiesel. Puck behind the net picked up by Renegar. He'll send it to the near side. Renegar now out on the far side with it. Passing it ahead to Heath Hudie out at center off Hudie's stick. Taken by Corey Abernathy. Abernathy back into the Nolensville zone on the right wing side. Sends it down the wall. It's going around the kick plate to the near side. Brought out by Logan Campbell. Now taken back by Logan Wolf. Brought back into the Nolensville zone. Dropped it back. Cooper Fiesel tried to get it in front to Wolf. It was knocked away. Now Wolf with it, right wing corner. And then it's taken back by Nolensville. Spencer Kern out at center. Brings the puck into the Rutherford zone on the left wing side. Drops it back. Logan Campbell, puck got away from him. Gets it back in the slot. Passes to the right wing and Kern. Now the puck brought out by the Rampage. Kyle Wolf coming it back. Chipping it back into the Nolensville zone. It's behind the net. Sent around the boards to the near side and cleared out by Spencer Kern, getting it away from Owen Dembuski. Logan Campbell at center on the far side. Spin around, no look, backhanded pass intercepted by Kyle Wolf. Brought into the Nolensville zone, but he fumbles it. Campbell takes it back. Now here's Kern, left wing side of the Rampage zone. Getting off a shot. Oh, he shanked it. Whiffed on it. Hit the top of the puck with the bottom of the blade. Puck out at center. Number 87 with it. I'm guessing this is Daniel Dryden. Puck sent back into the Nolensville zone. Daniel Dryden is listed as number 89 on the roster, but I guess he'd be wearing number 87 tonight. Now the puck brought back. Into the Rutherford zone, shot past the net from the left circle to the right of Callan Fiesel by Luke Doble. Now there's Alistair McCarroll back into the Nolensville zone. Puck poked away from him. Gets it back, dumps it to the inboards. Henry Craven sending it around to the far side. Grant Phelps will clear, but right under the stick of Owen Dembuski at center. Puck sent back into the Nolensville zone. Picked up by Judah Campbell, and it got away from him, but slid out of the zone. And Alistair McCarroll couldn't keep it in. Now Judah Campbell back in the Rutherford zone. Oh, got right to the front of the net. Puck got away from him right when he wanted to shoot. Puck is cleared out by the Rampage. Now here's Henry Cravens. Now Carson Roganchik, right wing side of the Rutherford zone, a shot. At least it looked like it went off the glove of Fiesel and went past the net, Callan Fiesel. And Rutherford clearing the puck down ice, back into the Nolensville zone. Icing waved off because it came to a stop. Just outside the left circle now, stretch pass to the blue line. And here's Jackson Malleus-Mayer, shot stopped by Callan Fiesel. Henry Cravens from his own goal line found Jackson Malleus-Mayer. I guess he must have missed the net because they didn't put the shot up on the board, but now his shot is gloved and held on to by Fiesel. Yeah, Henry Cravens found Jackson Malleus-Mayer hanging out at the Rutherford blue line on the left wing side and got off a perfect stretch pass. Malleus-Mayer couldn't finish. We just had a nice 30-plus minute stretch without a whistle. 6:34 to go in the second. 3-0 Nolensville. Play back underway. Draw was to the left of Callan Fiesel. Puck cleared out by the Rampage. Now here's Graham Surik, right wing side of the Nolensville zone. Trying to go to the front of the net. Try to get off a pass to Harry Seegers. Went off his stick and passed the net to the left of Soundara. Then Seegers with a shot from the far side of the left circle that went off the shoulder of Soundara. Puck out on the far side. Nolensville trying to clear. Hank Prosser with it at center. Passes across Charlie Bohnert, right wing side of the Rutherford zone. Try to go back across, or try to pass it to the slot, and Jackson Malleus-Mayer hopped over his stick. Now Harry Seegers, the fourth out at center, turns the puck back over. Well, offside, though, against Rutherford. They managed to take the puck back, but Seegers backed over the blue line before it was brought in by Graham Surik. 5:36 to go in the second. Still 3-0 Nolensville. Draw is going to be on the dot right in front of the Rutherford bench. Draw one by the Rampage, sent into the Nolensville zone, but right to Judah Campbell, who clears. And the Rampage end up icing it from their own zone. Nick Hansen icing it from the far side. Draw is going to be to the right of Fiesel. One by Nolensville. Here is Henry Cravens, top of the right circle, passing it off to Spencer Kern. Kern now moving down that right wing, gets off a shot, and misses the net. Misses the net to the right of Callan Fiesel. Puck out at center, Nolensville with it. Here's Henry Cravens. Puck brought it back into the Rutherford zone, taken away and cleared. Icing waved off. Soundara will leave it in the left wing corner for Judah Campbell. Campbell passing it ahead to Henry Cravens. Now Logan Campbell out at center. Into the Rutherford zone on the right wing side, around the back of the net. Backhands it over to the near side. Cleared out. And the puck brought back into the Nolensville zone and immediately cleared out by the Knights. Here's Henry Cravens. Chipping it up the far board. Spencer Kern, left wing side of the Rutherford zone. Trying to go back in front to Cravens. Redirects it off the left leg pad of Callan Fiesel. Puck at center. Now Brandon Schulenberg, left wing side of the Nolensville zone. Pass attempt that went off the stick of Judah Campbell and over the net. Stays in play. And, Henry Cravens tried to poke it out to center. And in his second attempt, he gets it out. Now here's Logan Campbell back into the Rutherford zone, trying to go down the slot in front over. The puck got away from him right when he got to the front of the net. He got Fiesel down, but the puck got away from him. Spencer Kern on the far side. Now moving to the middle, a shot. Stopped by Fiesel. There's a man in front for Nolensville, but I don't think it got to his stick. Spencer Kern now going to the front of the net again, backhands it past the net. Puck out at center, Nolensville taking it back. Brought back into the Rutherford zone, and a shot missed the net from the left circle. That was Emmett Zakos. And the puck ends up being iced by Rutherford. 2:59 to go in the second, still 3-0 Nolensville. Draw is going to be to the right of Callan Fiesel. Puck back in the Nolensville zone on the near side. Thomas Renegar battling with Miles Thompson. Carson Ragonchik will pick the puck up, bring it out to center, try to pass across to the far side. Grant Phelps, puck went off the boards, back into the Rutherford zone. And a clearing attempt held in by Joseph Simonetti. Taken back by Rutherford, and they'll bring it out. Here's a chance at the other end. A shot from the bottom of the left circle, knocked away by Soundaro with his glove. That was Corey Abernathy getting off that shot up, and Miles Thompson tangled up with Thomas Renegar, and Renegar goes down. And first penalty of the game, Thompson's going to go to the box for roughing. So Nolensville going to get the first power play of the game, up 3-0 with 2:06 to go in the second. Draws to the left of Fiesel. One by the Knights. Henry Cravens at the blue line with a shot off the blocker of Callan Fiesel. Rutherford cleared the zone, but only as far as center. Henry Cravens kept it near the Rutherford blue line. Carries it back into his own zone for a moment. Now sends it, or carries it the other way. He's in the Rutherford zone, trying to go to the middle. A shot stopped and held onto by Cal. No, Fiesel did not hang on to it. It leaked through his chest and went behind him. Luckily, it went past the net. Here's Logan Campbell. Now Henry Cravens left point. Goes to the right point, passes back to the right left point. And Logan Campbell shot. I think Fiesel got a piece of it as it went past the net. Yes, he did. Here's Spencer Kern trying to put it in front and went across the front of the net. Well, and Nolensville going to get their first penalty of the game as Logan Campbell pulled down Graham Surik at center. It's going to be a hooking call. So we'll have 61 seconds of 4-on-4, 68 seconds left in the second, 3-0 Nolensville. Draws to Soundara's left. One by Nolensville. They clear it out of the zone. Under a minute left in the 4-on-4, and now 1 minute to go in the second. Luke Doble at center. Brings the puck back into the Rutherford zone, knocked off his stick and out. Carson Ragonchik waited for Doble to get back on side, brings it back into the Rutherford zone. Puck taken away and sent down low. Cooper Fiesel with it. Passed ahead to Graham Surik out at center. Surik back into the Nolensville zone. 30 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Puck was poked away from Surek. Now there are 30 seconds left in the second period. Here's Henry Cravens bringing the puck to center. Crosses the red line. Back into the Nolensville zone on the left wing side, up against the boards. Behind the net. Put it out in front. Nobody in a white sweater could get to it. Rampage with the puck. Penalty time against them is up, and they're now on the power play for a minute. Puck brought back into the Nolensville zone, and a one-timer from Cooper Fiesel shanked. It goes past the net, and that's it for the second. Spencer Kern scoring just 80 seconds into the second period, and that was the only goal of the middle frame. Nolensville now leading the Rampage 3-0 at the end of 2. Ready to start the third and final period of this one. Callan Fiesel still in goal for the Rampage. Bingston Soundar still in goal for the Knights for this third and final period. Rutherford will carry the puck from my left to right, Nolensville from my right to left. Rampage starting this third and final period with 52 seconds of power play time, their first power play of the game. Puck is in their zone. They're trying to clear it out, and they do. Brought into the Nolensville zone. Kyle Wolf behind the Nolensville net. Passing it off to Cooper Fiesel. Now it's out in front, but taken by Jackson Matthews-Mirren, and he'll clear it down ice. 15 seconds left in the Rampage power play. Puck brought back into the Nolensville zone, but it gets away from Logan Wolf. He's trying to get it back on the near side. Penalty time against the Knights is up, and they're back at even strength. Shot from Corey Abernathy, right circle, was blocked. Puck sent up the boards to the right point, and Abernathy, he'll send it back down to the end wall. Kyle Wolf pushed into the boards. And he brings the puck back out to the right wing side, gets off a shot. Stopped and held on to by Bingston Soundar. 12:44 to go in the game, still 3-0 Nolensville. Drawby to Soundar's left as he's adjusting his leg pads, the right leg pad, so going to be held up for a bit while he fixes those. So if Nolensville will hang on and win this game, they'll join Ravenwood at the top of GNASH at 2-0-1. Draw one by the Rampage and a shot from Lucas Bardo right into the glove of Soundara, who hangs on for the whistle, so they'll drop it to his left again. One by Nolensville. Here is Logan Campbell chipping it out to center. Nick Hansen tried to send it back the other way. Harry Seegers with it. He'll dump it back into the Nolensville zone. Now it's out at center. Picked up by Henry Cravens. Back into the Rutherford zone. Oh, he whiffs on a shot attempt. Gets to the front of the net. Shot stopped by Callan Fiesel. He whipped on a shot attempt. Kept the puck in front of him. got to the net, and Fiesel made the save. Spencer Kern keeping the puck inside the zone, but he gives it away to Lucas Bardo. Tried to pass it ahead to Graham Surek at the Nolensville blue line, but it went off the stick of Spencer Kern all the way down to the inboards, and Sandar actually came out of his net to play it. Rampage with it now. And we get a whistle. We're going to have another penalty, a slashing call. We didn't have any penalties until late in the second. Now this is going to be the third one of the game, and it's going to be against Rutherford, it looks like. Slashing call against Graham Surek. So Nolensville back in the power play, up 3-0 with 11:46 to go. Draw's going to be to the right of Callan Fiesel. Rutherford win the draw, cleared out of the zone. Here's Henry Cravens. Inside his zone, brings it out to center on the far side. Goes across to Logan Campbell, left wing side of the Rutherford zone. Campbell at the inboards behind the net. Backhands it up to the right point, Spencer Kern. Kern sending it down the wall to Malleus Mayer, back up top to Kern. Kern across to Cravens at the left point. Passes down the left wing to Logan Campbell, trying to put it in front for Charlie Bohnert, blocked by the stick of Gavin Littleton. I'm guessing he's Jacob's brother, Jacob Littleton's brother, because Jacob Littleton wore number 21. Logan Campbell tried to pass it back to the blue line, went off of Cooper Fiesel sticking out. Puck brought back into the Rutherford zone by Nolensville. Spencer Kern carrying it back out towards the blue line. 1 minute left in the power play for the Knights. Jackson Malleus Mayer, shot in the bottom right circle, stopped by Callan Fiesel. And then the rebound put in from in front by Charlie Bohnert for his second goal of the game. Fiesel made the initial save, but Charlie Bohnert was right there on the doorstep to whack it in. It's 4-0 Nolensville with 10:39 to go. Draw was won by Nolensville, brought into the Rutherford zone, taken away and cleared for an icing. Draw is going to be to the right of Callan Fiesel. Won by Nolensville and shot past the net to Fiesel's right. Corey Abernathy sitting the puck back into the Nolensville zone. It's behind the net, sent around to the far side, and cleared. It's back in the Rutherford zone. Abernathy will track it down just above the right wing corner, sends it around to the near side. It's out at center. Brandon Schulenberg brings it back into the Nolensville zone, left wing side, whips on a shot attempt. Knights able to get the puck and clear it. Oh, we get a whistle. We're going to have another penalty. A tripping call. Looks like it's against Schulenberg. Yes, it is. So Nolensville back in the power play, up 4-0 with 9:51 to go. Draw is going to be to the left of Fiesel. Won by Nolensville, but Spencer Kern couldn't keep it in the zone. He had to go to center to get it. Now Henry Cravens backs into his own zone. Passes up the far side. Jackson Malleus Mayer goes back across to the near side, and Kern brings it back into the Rutherford zone on the left wing. Behind the net. Passing it out to the right half wall for Malleus Mayer. Gives it back to Kern. Moves out towards the blue line. He's at the right point. Passes to the center point, and Cravens sends it down the slot off the stick of Bohnert. And off the left leg pad of Fiesel, who covers up. Draw's going to be to Fiesel's right. One by the Knights. Henry Craven's shot off the stick of Harry Seegers IV and went past the net to Fiesel's right. Now it comes back to the blue line and Cravens. Now Logan Campbell inside the left circle. Back up top, Cravens. Passes to the right wing boards and Kern. Passes down the right wing below the goal line to Malleus Mayer. Back up top to the right point. And Craven shot through traffic. Hit a body in front. And Rampage able to clear. Corey Abernathy clearing it down ice. Sandara comes out to play it. Going to send it up the near side to Logan Campbell. Under a minute left in the power play for Nolensville. Here's Henry Cravens back into the Rutherford zone. A shot over the net from the top of the left circle. Puck held in by Kern. Moving to the slot. Backhanding it over. Malleus Mayer shot in the bottom of the right circle. Gloved and held on to by Fiesel. 42 seconds left in the power play. 8:33 to go in the game. Still 4-0 Nolensville. Draws to the left of Fiesel. One by the Knights. Here is Spencer Kern. Shot in the right point. Off the stick of Charlie Bohnert. And over the net out of play. Oh, they're saying it went off a Rutherford stick. Okay. So they're going to drop it to Fiesel's left again. One by Nolensville. Kern at the right point. Craven center point. Graham Surik put the body on him, forced him to turn the puck over. Back the other way goes Harry Seegers, right wing side up. The Nolensville zone tried to pass to the slot and Surik, but Surik had the puck. That pass went behind him, and now here's Kern back into the Rutherford zone. 15 seconds left in the power play for the Knights. Pass to the slot up, and Hansen had it for a moment, couldn't keep it. Now here's Campbell passing across to the right point. Henry Cravens lost the puck, and it's cleared out by Surik. Penalty time against the Rampage is up. They're back at even strength. Puck at center. Now brought back into the Nolensville zone by Surik, but he's double teamed. Lost the puck. Goes to the right wing corner. Now here's Henry Cravens on the far side. Trying to clear it out. It hit a body and stayed in the zone. Here's Kyle Wolf to the right wing, and the puck poked off his stick by Cravens. Surik trying to put it out in front. Logan Wolf keeps it in the zone, has it in the left circle, and shoots it over the top of the net. Nolensville still trying to get it out. They finally do. Nick Hansen with it inside his own zone. Oh, and then he drops it back. Joseph Simonetti had it on his stick for about a second. Now here's Cooper Fiesel carrying it back to center. Fiesel, left wing side of the Nolensville zone, drops it back to Kyle Wolf. Wolf left circle, shot. Stopped by Soundara. Nolensville trying to get it out, and they do. Brought back in by Kyle Wolf on the right wing side. Puck gets away from him. Oh, we're going to have another penalty. An interference call. I think this one's going to be against Nolensville. Penalties are picked up late in the second half of this game. It's going to be against Emmett Zakos. So Rutherford back on the power play, down 4-0 with 6:33 to go. Going to need a quick one here if they want to come back, but they only have 14. I think they have 15 shots on goal. Kingston Soundara has not had to do a lot. They were kind of rushing him early, but Nolensville slowly took over the game. Draw is going to be to Soundara's left. Kyle Wolf with it, up. Ran into the left-hand side of the net, knocked it out of position. I guess they're saying that's on Soundara. They're going to drop the puck to his left again. Draw one by Nolensville, and they'll clear it out. Cooper Fiesel brings it back in. Had it taken away, and Nolensville will clear it out. Down ice. Callan Fiesel leaving it for, I think that's Corey Abernathy. Yes, it is. Abernathy passing it up the far side to Miles Thompson out at center. He'll jab it back into the Nolensville zone. Puck of the inboards. Trying to clear it out. Held in at the left point by Abernathy. Abernathy passing it. Bottom of the right circle. A shot by Cooper Fiesel. Missed the net. And it goes out of play in that left wing corner. Cooper Fiesel hanging out all alone near the left-hand side of the net, but he ends up shooting it out of play. But I guess they're going to say it went off a Nolensville stick on its way out. They're going to drop it to Soundara's left or right. Going to be to his left. 72 seconds left in the power play. 5:45 to go in the game. Still 4-0 Nolensville. So I guess they're saying Sandara got a piece of it. They didn't put that shot up on the board. Puck sliding through center. Back into the Rutherford zone. Jackson Magnus picks it up and gets off a backhander that's stopped by Fiesel. Callan Fiesel closing the 5-hole just in time. So Nolensville suddenly end up with a shorthanded chance, but Callan Fiesel make sure it stays 4-0. Under a minute left in the power play for Rutherford as Nolensville clear the puck out of their zone again. Here's Nick Hansen. Clearing it out up the near side. And Graham Surek back into the Nolensville zone. And the puck taken away by a back checker and cleared out. And now space Charlie Bohnert brings it into the Rutherford zone in the slot. Oh, but he left it behind him. Nick Hansen put the stick out. A poke check attempt. Under 30 seconds left in the power play for Rutherford. Here is Harry Seegers out at center. Back into the Nolensville zone on the right wing side. Gets off a shot. Turned away by Soundara off his left leg pad. There's a shot from Kyle Wolf out in the high slot. Stopped by Soundara, but his mask came off. And the whistle is blown for safety purposes. 3 seconds left in the power play. 4:36 to go in the game. Still 4-0 Nolensville. And Soundara is still putting the mask back on. Coming up next, it is Franklin against Hendersonville. That pregame will start at 8:10. It's only 7:30 right now, so unless the last 4:36 of this game goes by like molasses, have ourselves a little break between the end of this one and the start of that one. Although I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to get him to start at like 8 o'clock. Draw is going to be to Soundara's right as his mask is back on. Puck goes to the left wing corner, picked up by Nolensville. Penalty time against them is up. They're back at even strength. And the puck cleared out by the Knights. Slides back into the Rutherford zone. Good job by Owen Dembuski to keep it away from Logan Campbell. Here's Corey Abernathy out at center. Brought back into the Nolensville zone on the right wing side. Goes around the back of the net. Comes out towards the blue line. Passes over to the right point in Dembuski. Puck down on the right wing corner. Sent around the boards to the far side, Spencer Kern. Drops it out of the zone. Malleus Mayer brings it back into the Rutherford end. No, I'm sorry, it's Logan Campbell. Round a defender in front. And his shot, I don't think he got off the shot, but Callan Fiesel closed the 5-hole just in time. Puck still in the zone, though. Shot from Henry Cravens at the right point, gloved and held on to by Callan Fiesel. 3:37 to go, still 4-0 Nolensville. Draw is to the left of Fiesel. One by Nolensville. Shot, the blue line was blocked. Judah Campbell with a shot attempt that was blocked. It was blocked by, sorry folks, I had to step down off the chair here. It was blocked by Xavier Beverly. And now Nolensville will bring the puck back into the Rutherford zone offside. Wondering if that Thomas Renegar scored what stands to be the game-winning goal right now. I wonder if that's his first GNASH goal. I don't think he scored one until tonight. Brandon Schulenberg, left wing side of the Nolensville zone. Sent the puck behind the net, picked up by the Knights. And now Nolensville sending it down ice on goal. Callum Fiesel having to stop it to keep it out of the net. Here's Mason Matthews to center. Ahead to Schulenberg. Schulenberg, left wing side of the Nolensville zone. Puck got away from him. Henry Cravens with it. Cravens passing it up the far side to center. Jackson back into the Rutherford zone. Shot score. Malleus Mayer roofs it from the high slot to make it 5-0 Nolensville with 2:22 to go. Draw one by the Knights. Charlie Bohnert brings it back into the Rutherford zone. Puck knocked off his stick as he tried to go down the slot. Now it's out at center. Offside warning against Rutherford as they bring it back into the Nolensville zone, but the Knights will bring it out. It's in the Rutherford zone, but knocked off the stick of Bohnert. And we're going to get a penalty against Rutherford, I think. Kyle Wolf to the box for interference. So Nolensville back in the power play up 5-0 with 1:54 to go as the Knights are going to join Ravenwood atop GNASH at 2-0-1 unless they have a big collapse here in the next 1:54. Draws to the left of Callum Fiesel. One by Nolensville. Puck out in front. Charlie Bohnert shot stopped by Fiesel. Bohnert looking for the hat trick. And now there's a chance at the other end. Miles Thompson, left wing side of the Nolensville zone, but he had to go all the way out to the far boards to get to it. Trying to put it out in front. If Nolensville don't convert this power play and don't get a penalty called against themselves, it will go down to the rest of the game. Oh, Charlie Bohnert from the left-hand side of the net backhands it across the front, backhands it through the crease. The game clock is 6 seconds ahead of the penalty clock. So like I said, if Nolensville don't convert this power play and don't get called for a penalty themselves, they'll finish the game in the man advantage. Bohnert, right wing side of the Rutherford zone. Round the back of the net, puts it out in front of him. It's Zakos, a shot, score. Zakos, just as we enter the final minute of the game, flips it over the left shoulder of Fiesel into the back of the net. It is 6-0, and they are running the clock, even though they're supposed to do that when you're up by 7. So 6-0 Nolensville. Puck in the Nolensville zone. Behind the net. Put out in front. Harry Seegers a shot. Stopped. Rebound. Score. Graham Surik. And the clock runs out. Graham Surik breaks the shutout right at the end of the game, and Nolensville wins 6-1. And the Knights are 2-0-1. Joining Ravenwood atop GNASH. That's gotta be frustrating for Soundara. Seegers got off a shot from the slot. Soundara stopped it, dove out, and left the net wide open, and Graham Surik able to backhand it in and break the shutout right at the buzzer. So Nolensville will win this one 6-1. The Rampage are now 0-2-1. No wins, 2 losses, 1 tie. Nolensville now 2-0-1. 2 wins, no losses, 1 tie. joining Ravenwood atop the GNASH standings. So the goal scorers in this one, Graham Surek with the only goal for Rutherford right at the end of the game there. Meanwhile, for Nolensville, Charlie Bohnert had 2 goals, and the others came from Jackson Malleus-Mayer, Thomas Renegar, Emmett Zakos, and Spencer Kern. Let me check on, is that, like I asked, is that Renegar's first GNASH goal? He's one of the freshmen in this team. Yep, that was his first GNASH goal. So I'm going to split player of the game between Thomas Renegar for scoring his first GNASH goal, which if Graham Surek hadn't scored that goal right at the end, that would have been the game winner because it was the first goal of the game. But he is going to split player of the game honors with Charlie Bohnert, who had 2 goals tonight. As Nolensville win this one over the Rutherford Rampage 6-1. Now, want to give an on-air shout-out. On-air shout-outs to Tom and Marcia Cravens, parents of Henry and Annie Cravens.
Do you have any of your old games archived?
Yeah.
How do I find it? Like old, like 10 plus years ago?
Come to me after, give me a few minutes and I'll... Sorry, folks, the official asking me where you can find some really old GNASH games. Anyway, on-air shout-out to Tom and Marcia Cravens, parents of Henry and Annie Cravens, and Bing and Lisa Soundara, parents of Bingston Soundara. They purchased the $10 a month, $100 a year Buy Me a Coffee membership. They get listed in our almost daily newsletter. They're getting this on-air shout-out for all Nolensville games I cover, and they're going to get this game as an MP3. All Nolensville games I do, they're going to get as a downloadable MP3. If you want all those perks, you can go to buymeacoffee.com, BUYMEACOFFEE.com /MIDTNSPORTSNET. Scroll down to become a member, and you can choose either that $10 a month or $100 a year package, or for just $5 a month or $50 a year, you can be listed in our almost daily GNASH newsletter. Again, that is buymeacoffee, BUYMEACOFFEE.com /MIDTNSPORTSNET to purchase that. Okay, so we've got a bit of a break between now and the next game of our doubleheader. That's Franklin against Hendersonville Beach Lawson. Game time is at 8:15, pregame at 8:10, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to get that game going earlier. But we'll make as much of the break as we can. And again, give you the final score here. Nolensville 6, Rutherford Rampage 1. Nolensville 2-0-1 to start the season, tying Ravenwood atop the GNASH standings. But Franklin are going to have a chance to go with 3-0 when they take on Hendersonville. Again, pregame for that coming up at 8:10. Again, the final score here, Nolensville 6, the Rutherford Rampage 1. Bye for now.